A suspected member of a kidnapping gang in Kwara State has been arrested after allegedly attempting to purchase an AK-47 rifle for 1.6 million naira. But according to the police, this was not simply an attempt to acquire another weapon. Investigators say the suspect wanted the rifle because he believed it would help him rise to the position of a boss within his kidnapping gang before eventually breaking away and creating his own criminal group. The suspect, identified as Sanda Aliyu, was arrested by operatives of the anti-kidnapping section of the Kwara State Police Command on August 3, 2026. His arrest reportedly followed actionable intelligence that he was negotiating with another suspect, identified as Aliyu Mohammed, who is currently at large to obtain the firearm. The police say detectives moved quickly after receiving the information. Their objective was to stop the transaction before the weapon could reach the suspected kidnapper, and that appears to be exactly what happened. Aliyu was reportedly arrested before the AK-47 could be delivered. During interrogation, the police say the suspect admitted his involvement in the attempted arms transaction. More disturbing was the alleged reason behind the purchase. According to the Kwara State Police Public Relations Officer, Adetung Ejire Adeyemi, Aliyu disclosed that 1.6 million naira had already been paid towards the purchase of the rifle. But why would a suspected kidnapper need an AK-47? According to the police account, Aliyu allegedly wanted the weapon to increase his standing within his current kidnapping gang. He reportedly intended to become a boss before eventually leaving the group and establishing his own criminal gang. If investigators confirm this account, it offers a disturbing glimpse into how criminal groups can potentially evolve. A person who begins as a member of an established gang may eventually attempt to become a commander, recruit his own members, and establish an independent criminal network. And the acquisition of firearms could become central to that ambition. An AK-47 would not simply be another possession. For a criminal organization, a weapon of that type could potentially increase its ability to threaten victims, confront security forces, and carry out violent operations. That is why the police intervention before the alleged delivery could be significant. Had the transaction been completed, investigators say the suspect could have obtained another firearm for use in criminal activities. Instead, police intelligence reportedly disrupted the deal. But the story does not end with Aliyu's arrest. The person he allegedly negotiated with, Aliyu Mohammed, remains at large. Police investigators are now attempting to establish Mohammed's whereabouts and determine whether other individuals were involved in the attempted purchase. They are also reportedly examining the financial transaction. Where did the 1.6 million naira come from? Who received the money? Was the payment made directly or through an intermediary? And who was supposed to supply the AK-47? The answers could help investigators uncover a much wider network. The police say the investigation is expected to identify other people connected with the attempted arms transaction and establish the full extent of the alleged criminal network. This is particularly important because an illegal firearms transaction rarely exists in isolation. There must potentially be someone attempting to sell the weapon, someone attempting to buy it, and possibly other individuals facilitating communication and payment. Finding those people could provide security agencies with valuable information about the movement of illegal weapons in the area. It could also reveal whether the suspected gang has attempted to purchase firearms before. The arrest comes at a time when security agencies have intensified operations in parts of Kwara State following a series of kidnappings and other violent crimes. The state has faced security challenges in several communities, making the interception of an alleged attempt to acquire an AK-47 particularly significant. For residents, the concern is not simply that a suspect wanted a firearm. It is what the firearm could have been used for. Kidnapping gangs rely heavily on intimidation. They need weapons to threaten victims, protect their camps, and deter the resistance. A new firearm could potentially strengthen an existing gang or help an aspiring member establish his own group. That makes intelligence-led policing crucial. The police did not wait until the alleged weapon had been delivered and used in an attack. They acted on information while the transaction was still being negotiated. That is the kind of intervention that can prevent a crime before it happens. The Commissioner of Police in Kwara State, Ojo Adekemi, said the command would continue its intelligence-led operations against criminal elements across the state. He also said there would be no respite in the ongoing offensive against criminals. According to the commissioner, the command will continue using available lawful intelligence and operational resources to protect residents. The message from the police is clear. They intend to continue targeting not only kidnappers themselves, but also the networks that enable them to operate. That includes weapons procurement, logistics, communication, and financial transactions. But the arrest also exposes a worrying reality. Criminal groups do not necessarily remain static. Their members can have ambitions of their own. A gang member may eventually seek more power, more weapons, and greater control. In Aliyu's alleged case, police say the ambition was to become a boss and eventually establish his own criminal gang. That is precisely why authorities will need to determine whether other people were already being recruited or whether plans for a separate gang were already on the way. For now, Sadan Aliyu remains in police custody while investigators continue examining the alleged transaction. Aliyu Mohammed remains wanted. Other potential suspects may also emerge as investigators follow the leads obtained from the arrested man. The most important question now is whether police can use this arrest to dismantle more than just one attempted weapons purchased. If investigators can identify the supplier, trace the money, and locate other members of the alleged network, the operation could become a major breakthrough in the fight against kidnapping in Kwara. Because this was not simply about an AK-47. According to the police, it was about a suspected kidnapper allegedly trying to obtain a powerful weapon, rise through the ranks of a criminal organization, and eventually build a gang of his own. And authorities say to stop him before the plan could become reality. If you find this report insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am Cassie Tony, and many thanks for watching.